First up this morning, and of course a story that broke last night, police are investigating a case of murder following the death of former professional footballer Marc Batchelor. Batchelor was shot dead allegedly by two men on motorbikes near Olivedale, north of Johannesburg last night.
On July 15, 2019, South African football legend Marc Batchelor was tragically shot dead outside his home in Olivedale, a suburb of Johannesburg. At approximately 7 p.m., Batchelor was driving his white BMW X5 with his gardener, preparing to enter his driveway when two motorcyclists pulled alongside the vehicle. Armed with semi-automatic assault rifles, the assailants fired multiple rounds, targeting only the driver's side window. Batchelor was struck 7 times in the stomach and neck, killing him instantly. His final moments were spent slumped in his seat, the shattered glass and clustered bullet holes, a grim testament to the precision of the attack. The hitmen quickly fled the scene. The South African Police Service arrived shortly after, collecting eyewitness accounts and reviewing CCTV footage from Batchelor's property. The footage revealed a professional execution, leading authorities to rule out robbery as a motive since nothing was stolen. This is the story of the assassination of Marc Batchelor, South African football legend. Marc Batchelor was a celebrated figure in South African football, renowned for his role in the national team's historic victory at the 1996 African Cup of Nations. Batchelor's career began in Johannesburg in the early 1990s when he joined Dynamos, debuting against Kwakwa Stars in 1992. Over 2 seasons, he scored 25 goals in 62 matches, solidifying his reputation as one of the country's most promising strikers. This success drew the attention of top National Soccer League teams, and in 1994, Orlando Pirates secured his signature. Batchelor made an immediate impact, helping the team claim the league title in his debut season. His tenure with the Pirates was marked by remarkable achievements, including the 1995 KF Champions League, where he played a pivotal role in making the team the first Southern African club to win the tournament. He also contributed to victories in the KF Super Cup and the BP Top 8 Cup in 1996. Batchelor left the Pirates that same year, having scored 8 goals in 17 appearances. In 2001, Batchelor signed with Moroka Swallows as his career wound down, retiring in 2003 after scoring 10 goals in 24 starts. While his early career was marked by on-field success, his post-football life was clouded by controversy. After retiring, Batchelor worked as a sports analyst and commentator for SuperSport, but was fired in 2007 following allegations of assault. The incident, involving knuckle dusters and a gym instructor, led to his dismissal after being identified by the victim. Struggles followed his departure from SuperSport, with finances becoming an issue. According to his brother Warren, Batchelor's lifestyle took a turn as he became associated with individuals from Cape Town's underworld. He formed a close friendship with Mikey Schultz, a self-confessed hitman who was granted immunity after killing mining tycoon Brett Keble in 2005. Schultz, a prominent figure in Johannesburg's criminal circles, was often seen with Batchelor. In 2013, Batchelor and Schultz became state witnesses in the Oscar Pistorius murder trial, supporting the family of Reva Steenkamp. Batchelor expressed frustration at the public's treatment of witnesses and emphasized his role in giving Steenkamp a voice during the case. His involvement underscored a tumultuous post-career life marked by controversial associations and high-profile scandals, contrasting sharply with his earlier football success. After Oscar Pistorius was arrested for the murder of Reva Steenkamp, Marc Batchelor publicly criticized the athlete during multiple media interviews. Reflecting on the case, Batchelor voiced strong disapproval of the sentencing.
Marc, thank you very much for your time. First of all, your reaction to the sentencing today of Oscar Pistorius.
Well, I don't think the sentencing was befitting the crime. I think the conviction and the sentencing should have been higher, to the minimum of murder 1 and minimum of 20 years. He's killed, he's taken somebody's life, shot Reva 4 times through a door.
In the years leading to his death, Batchelor's life spiraled into turmoil. His connections to Cape Town's criminal underworld deepened, and his relationships with close friends and family deteriorated. A notable fallout occurred with self-confessed hitman Mikey Schultz, once a close associate. In an interview, Schultz dismissed Batchelor harshly, I think he is a wannabe gangster who bullied old and small and had no balls to stand up to anyone that wasn't scared of him. He was a con man and a big thief. He would promise people to do debts but take their money. So if you want to know who killed him, follow the money. Batchelor also lost touch with his mentor, former Springbok rugby icon Ray Mort. Mort described his final conversation with Batchelor. I tried to help him. He had a good heart, but he couldn't escape the life he'd chosen. I told him to find a steady job and let go of the desperation for money, but he followed the wrong path, working with the underworld. Estranged from his old friends and family, Batchelor began associating with Nafiz Modak, an alleged crime boss now facing charges for gang murders and nightclub shootings in Cape Town. The two reportedly planned to launch a private security company offering protection to nightclubs, a business steeped in violence and rivalry. Cape Town's nightclub security scene is infamous for gun battles and links to the city's lucrative cocaine trade. Batchelor's descent into this dangerous world marked a stark contrast to his earlier days as a celebrated football icon. His involvement with figures like Modak and Schultz, along with his efforts to establish a foothold in the nightclub security industry, reflect the troubling choices that ultimately defined the later years of his life. Marc Batchelor's involvement in a debt collection business with Nafiz Modak reportedly earned him numerous enemies and placed his life in constant danger. In the weeks leading up to his death, the former PSL striker's life had descended into violence and turmoil. According to the city press, Batchelor faced complaints of assault and was himself the victim of several attacks. He was arrested at least twice on charges, including reckless driving and trespassing, and reported 3 separate assaults to police stations in South Africa. On July 15, 2019, at approximately 7 p.m., Batchelor's life came to a tragic end. While driving his white BMW X5, he was ambushed by 2 men on motorbikes outside his home. CCTV footage revealed the gunman had trailed his vehicle for several kilometers, waiting for the right moment to strike. Witnesses stated the hitmen were spotted lingering in the area before Batchelor arrived. As he pulled into his driveway, the attackers fired 7 bullets through the driver's window and 1 through the car door using semi-automatic weapons. 6 shots struck Batchelor in the chest and 1 hit his head, killing him instantly. His gardener, seated beside him, was unharmed. Disturbingly, images of Batchelor's bullet-riddled body quickly circulated on social media, where his family first learned of his death. Police ruled the incident a targeted hit, as nothing was stolen from the scene. Reports suggested Batchelor's associations with criminal figures and alleged involvement in illicit activities contributed to his demise. A Sunday Times investigation indicated Batchelor may have been killed in retaliation for his alleged role in stealing millions worth of cocaine smuggled into South Africa in 2018. Police linked his murder to the assassination of Serbian national Ivan Djordjevic, who was killed in a similar hit in April 2019. Djordjevic, a debt collector, reportedly partnered with Batchelor in 2018 to steal cocaine shipments from Brazil and the Netherlands. Batchelor's ex-fiancée revealed his financial troubles led him to engage in dangerous dealings, ultimately sealing his tragic fate. More than a year after Marc Batchelor's murder, shocking revelations emerged about his involvement in a larger criminal syndicate controlling the illegal drug trade in the Western Cape. These findings also implicated Lieutenant Colonel Charles Kinnear, a respected officer in the South African Police Service and section commander of the Western Cape Anti-Gang Unit. Known for his relentless pursuit of justice, Kinnear was dedicated to dismantling organized crime networks in the region. On September 18, 2020, Kinnear was assassinated outside his home in Bishop Lavis, a suburb of Cape Town. As he sat in his white Toyota Corolla, he was shot multiple times in the upper body. His death was a devastating blow to the South African police services, as Kinnear was in the midst of investigating high-profile gang bosses and organized crime cases. his mobile phone had been illegally tracked over 2,000 times by a former professional rugby player, Zane Killian, who was later arrested and charged with the murder. Another arrest followed in 2021 implicating Nafiz Modak, a notorious organized crime boss and former associate of Batchelor. Kinnear's work had placed him on the trail of an intricate web of corruption and crime. He was investigating a gun racketeering case involving Modak and high-ranking police officers. His death jeopardized multiple high-profile cases, including the investigation into Marc Batchelor's assassination. Reports revealed that a Cape Town underworld figure had funded a gold deal in Johannesburg, investing 1 million South African rand. Allegedly, Marc Batchelor had misappropriated 400,000 South African rand, while an Israeli hitman took the remaining 600,000 South African rand. Recorded conversations suggested that a Cape Town crime boss demanded the money's recovery just a week before Kinnear's assassination. Kinnear's investigation into the mafia further revealed their illicit activities, including gold and diamond smuggling, human and drug trafficking, and hijacking of cigarette trucks. Led by British-born Zimbabwean citizens and an Israeli businessman, the mafia wielded extensive influence across South Africa. Kinnear's death not only marked a personal tragedy, but also disrupted the pursuit of justice in the nation's fight against organized crime. As of today, no arrests have been made in connection with the murder of former footballer Marc Batchelor, who was fatally shot outside his home in Olivedale on July 15, 2019. In a 2020 interview, Marc's brother, Warren Batchelor, expressed the family's ongoing pain, stating, "It hurts to this day." The family remains devastated by Marc's death,